Welcome back to the lands of Alaire, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. I hope you are enjoying the show. Our party is diving deep into a dark dwarf stronghold. What do you guys want to do next?
Yes, we freed that guy.
Yes, Zelriak slithers his way out in snake form.
I guess it's north.
North?
There's nothing probably more of note in that room since it's just a prison.
Doesn't
right?
seem
There's
so.
no-
The rest of the cells
they would
are...
leave stuff there.
Yeah. The rest of the cells are empty and unlocked. This way, up here, has a bunch of
Nail
torture
clippers.
apparatus. Yeah, exactly. Just nasty looking equipment. What order would you like to head north?
I guess me, and then, well, yeah, whoever else. Erlom, Jar, Gilroy, Maley. Sure.
Yeah, works for me.
Works.
Alright. Boom. Boom. Boom.
What is that labeled?
Something like that.
Ormanage.
Ormanage. Ormanage.
What'd you call him? Or me?
Rimnash.
Okay, cool.
So the largest of the chambers, as you emerge in here, you take note. This room contains 2 rows of tall pillars, which reach all the way to the 20-foot ceiling. On the far end of the room, which would be this end, I suppose, sits a statue of a lizard man in a magnificent stance. The air around his raised right hand cools into a frost, and his left hand bursts with an orangish flame, which casts light, flickering light over the entirety of the room. There's a large bowl of water which sits in front of this statue, as well as a robed duergar who bows reverently toward the statue with his eyes closed. Then he turns towards you, and in growling something in Dwarvish, which a few of you understand as, "You shall not take our home from us!" He enlarges, and you guys can throw initiative.
Too late, buddy. Nice. Oh, wow.
Get straight into it. Well, ain't it bad? Good going, Rimnash. Leroy!
18.
18. Jar!
24.
24. Leander!
14.
14. Erlon!
9.
9. Going before him, Maley.
25.
25. You're gonna get wrecked. Maley! You're up first.
Okay. Can I shoot him from where I am?
You would have to make your way probably to about there.
Alright, I'll do that.
Okay. Maley pushes on up. Seeing this monster dark
Wants
dwarf.
to redeem herself from her bad shots earlier.
Let's see it.
So, okay, so with sharpshooter,
Come on, Maley.
9.
Give it another go.
Okay.
He's only in robes.
Beneath the robes is scale mail.
Alright, I'm going to use one of the fire oils I have, which is 2d8 fire for 10 rounds on my
Okay.
weapon. But I'm not going to use sharpshooter. So I'll add that and then it's natural.
Naturally would have been a 20th.
Yeah. It is 25?
Yes.
Yes, 25. So regular damage is 5,
Okay.
and then
And some fire.
I roll 2.
Yep. 5.
10?
Yep.
Yes.
15? In
Yes.
total?
Thank you,
Alright.
sorry.
No worries.
I got it now.
So the second one, he deflects with one of his war picks. He seems to be dual wielding them. Or the first one he deflects. The second one pierces straight into his armor and lights it ablaze, his shoulder glowing with fire. Jar, your turn.
Let's see. Jar's going to advance and try to. Is it dark in the southwest corner there?
This corner?
Yes.
It's pretty well lit by the statue's persistent flame.
Is the whole room pretty well lit by the
Yeah, it
statue's
seems so.
persistent flame?
Good for me.
Yep, yeah, it works for you. Makes aiming better.
So I guess Jar's just gonna go into try to get towards that corner and just take a shot then.
Alright. You definitely can do that. And as you do, make your shot, but you in particular, Jar, feel the presence of something right next to you.
Interesting. Okay. So that's total of 18,
That'll hit.
and that's 11 for the damage.
Okay.
And right next to me, to my left.
Yes, right
Feel
there. It
presence.
feels, yeah, as though there's something invisible.
Okay. I think we're not alone.
Gilroy.
I will. Shrinking. I can't anymore. Used all my spells. How far can I move up?
You can get to here.
Okay.
That corner.
Yep.
All
On
right.
my way through, I'll cast Blink.
Okay. Roll that d20.
20.
You blink out of existence.
It's always on the times it doesn't matter. Yes, I am no longer here.
Ooh.
As I make my way between Melee and Leander, I disappear.
Yep. Which will bring us to Leander.
And I'm going to run up to him.
15, 20, 25, 30.
I'm going to activate my Frost Brand.
Okay.
So I'll get a bonus 1d6 cold damage from my sword.
You putting out all flames in the area with it?
No,
too?
not doing it that time. Since, Melee needs the light, and it's also on a crazy-looking statue, so
Fair enough.
not really wanting to do that. And taking a swing at him. 7. Using the wrong die. Should have been using the one that got me 2 20s earlier.
Rolling a d12.
Did I just? No, I didn't. That had me scared there.
Let's see it.
Swinging again. There we go. 25.
Yes.
Making a level 2 Divine Smite.
All right.
Plus the
Here
cold
goes the
damage.
rim dash.
Paladins can roll a lot of dice too.
Or they can.
That's decent. 15, 20, 24, 25, 29
You
damage.
got him. So he bellows out with a roar.
I knock one of the warhammers out of his hand with the first swing, and
Yeah.
wow, goes straight through the chest.
Shank
with
him
another.
right through. Erlon, it's your go. The room looks clear.
Yeah. I'll run in.
Okay. Let's see. Here.
Yeah, that works.
Alright, which brings it to the duergar's turn.
Can you hold that? Well,
No, yeah, I mean, if you want to say, if something appears, I'll swing at it, but
Yeah, I'll definitely keep my guard up. I have my great sword drawn,
sure.
Conan style.
Well, one pops up next to you, Jar. One pops up next to Erlon. And one is actually behind this pillar. So here's an attack on Jar. A 16
That will hit.
for 6 damage.
Ugh.
He brings the war pick down. These short little guys can't get too much momentum in those swings. Here's an attack against Leander. A 18. Oh. And this one will move up behind you, Erlon. Make an attempt. Oop. Nope. Which brings us to the top of the round with Melee. Melee, there's a lot more of these guys.
Yep. Be one directly in front of Erlon. I'm going
That one?
to be yes.
Alright.
My quiver's still on fire.
Yes.
So
That'll be next minute.
it is 15 plus 9, so 24.
Yes.
To,
Definitely a hit.
so for normal damage, 10.
Okay.
And
Fire damage.
Nice. 12.
thank you.
That's
12.
okay. It's an other sign.
So
not an
22?
eight.
No, that's why I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, another flaming arrow sinks deep into his chest and bursts him aflame with the oil that drips off of it. Very effective against these guys. You have an extra attack, right?
Yeah. Same one.
Okay. Oh, this big old cluster. Use them.
12?
Not quite.
Yeah.
He manages to react to that one, which brings us to Jar.
Okay, let's see. Can you ping for me the ones that are engaged out?
Got this one here.
Which I'd have to disengage from.
Yeah. And then we got this one here
Okay.
beside Erlon. And then we got this one that's beat up here.
So I guess Jar's gonna turn around. He's gonna just rapier with his rapier stab at the one that's right next to him.
Sure.
Just, that's 25.
Yes.
So it'll be 9
9 damage.
with the rapier, and then he's going to disengage.
Which way would you like to head? Towards the statue?
Yeah.
10 feet? Like here?
Can we go one more? Right underneath like the bowl, looks like.
Yep. Boom.
Yes, right there.
Perfect. Which will bring us to Gilroy.
So I blink back into existence, I think behind the one that's right next to me.
Right here.
Yeah, and I'll go behind him.
Right.
I can move 10 feet.
Boop.
There we go. And then I will just press my staff to his back and cast Magic Missile.
Alright, nothing I can do about that.
No. So, let's do an... How do we do this again?
1d4 plus 1 times 3. I think.
Is it more because you're higher level?
If I use a higher level spell slot, which I will, I'll do a level 3 spell slot.
Wow.
So that's me.
5d4 plus 1? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna do... Well, that's a 1, so...
10 damage?
Yeah.
I thought it was like, how did it roll on a 4? That's good.
They slay him with concussive force.
Oh, and then... I blink out of existence.
Boop. The duergar seems very confused. Which will bring us to Leander.
I guess I'll swing at this guy
Heck yeah.
right in front of me with my good die. 22.
That's a good die.
Yep. For 11 damage.
You got him.
And I'll move up to the one next to Jar, or next to melee, basically.
Okay.
And I'll take a swing at him.
Sounds good.
Another 25.
Got it.
I'll make it another level 2.
Does that make a noise?
Swoom!
Right. Oh, animatic.
I always imagine like a choir of voices.
Yeah, exactly.
Just blood
Yeah,
everywhere.
8, 12, 16, 20 damage.
Got him. Slice,
Again.
slice.
Yeah, slicing through their armor,
Yep.
leaving a glowing white wound.
Which they quickly succumb to.
Yes.
To bring us to Erlon. Erlon, you got this guy right back here.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna spin around and just recklessly try to cut his head off.
Sounds good.
And that is 25.
Yes.
6 plus 4, 10 damage.
10?
And I'll bring it down
You
again.
seem quite close with the first hack in.
9.
No! Which brings it to him. He's gonna enlarge himself and try and hit you.
Those are some cool duergar models.
I know! Part of the reason we're playing against him. Yeah, hit you for 6, because you're raging.
Oh, I'm not raging.
No,
I
I'm
never
gonna hit you
called
for 11. Because he big. Which will bring us to melee. Melee, we got this. There's one big boy left.
Okay. At this angle, can I get him, or do I need to move over?
If you
a
moved
couple?
right here,
Yeah.
you could, yeah.
Move over there.
More than big enough.
Great.
He's actually put himself in a rough position, kind of squeezing between those pillars.
Okay.
see it.
21.
Yes.
8 for regular damage. 9.
Okay.
Fire.
So Erlon gets his hack in on him, the thing dodges back, enlarges itself, brings down its war pick, and then it drops.
Nice.
Melee, your timing's impeccable.
Gilroy pops up. Right where that thing had enlarged itself.
Yeah, I step towards the statue.
Okay.
I just come out, moving.
Can I step up with him and like kind of hold open the notebook?
Yes.
And we can just kind of leaf through it together.
Absolutely. It does appear to be the revered one, the etching, as noted in the notebook.
It appears many things tonight are closer than I thought they would be.
Agreed.
Yes, that is him. Now, what to do with him?
Can I shoot an arrow at it?
Sure! Heck
Just
yeah.
for fun. It's still on fire. I want to know what happens.
Alright.
Well, it was 3 to hit, so I don't know if I
Well,
actually... It's an
you
unmoving
hit it,
statue,
it just-
so it's...
It just clings off of it and
Alright.
hits the ground with a tung, tung, tung.
Yeah.
Um,
Fire didn't affect any of the stuff
So-
going on with it.
is there a pool? Is that a like actual pool?
That is a large bowl of water. It seems to be murky swamp water.
So I was thinking Jar would kind of be examining the statue, looking for any sort of switches, triggers,
Sure.
hidden
Roll
compartments.
investigation. Hear about it.
28.
There is a mechanism to the base of this statue which would permit it to open up. It's hollow.
Alright,
The mechanism seems tied to the statue's hands.
tied to the hands. Okay. Everybody might want to step back a little bit. To the sides, I think.
Okay.
Yep, step back from on the bottom of the stairs.
Okay? Make your
Staying
way
where I
down
am.
there. Sure. What you gonna do, Jar?
Going to manipulate this switch.
Okay. Well, one hand is on fire and the other one is frozen.
Maybe.
After manipulating it?
It always has been.
Always
yeah.
has
So
been.
yeah, the left hand or the right hand, which is raised up, is a good 9 feet up in the air. Has this cool mist that drops from it, and the left hand is ablaze.
Do the arms move?
So I shot it with the arrow, see if it would catch it or something.
So,
Ha! I'm the final boss.
You never know.
so nothing moved after manipulating
No,
the switch?
I mean, you can see that that's it. No doubt should open up.
Mhm.
Don't know quite how to activate that. There isn't an apparent button or lever or anything like that.
Okay.
I think Lander's gonna move up and use his shield to get some water
Okay.
and dump it on the,
Okay. Yeah.
on the fiery hand.
And the fiery hand goes out with its. Seems persistently gone out. The frost hand is still frosty.
So wait, if I grab an arm or something, it doesn't
Doesn't really move. no.
rotate. Okay.
Can I hold the flame that I'm carrying? I don't know. It's not really warm though, is it?
Yeah,
so it would
it's-
really
Yeah, we
melt
established
it.
The everlasting torch.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wouldn't work.
I could light it.
I was gonna
but-
say,
Yeah.
cast
do
a
you want-
firebolt.
Cast a fireball at it. Firebolt.
And a fireball.
We go.
Melt the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, just fireball.
That's proficient enough magics. The firebolt strikes true and causes the frost to melt away. Water drips to the ground beneath it, and you do hear a rumbling. The mechanism at work. However, the bowl of water pours out onto the floor, and the water begins to undulate and coalesce.
Great.
Okay.
Into
Oh,
these
boy.
guys.
Ah. Jeez.
What are you doing to us?
Roll initiative.
So my stuff stuff stays on fire for 10 rounds. Because this is a whole new initiative round, is it out, or do I still have a
You
few
still have
rounds of
like,
it?
you
Okay.
still got like 5 rounds
I was gonna
left.
say, I've
Yeah.
been keeping a tally, but I didn't
So
know
what
if
do
it's
those
just...
look like?
They look a lot like water elementals.
Look like water.
Man, I was gonna drink that water. Considered
Power!
Give me knowledge, soft water.
I thought about it.
Just Dumbledore the crap out of that.
Gilroy. Oh, jeez. That's not how wizards learn things.
It's true, it's true. 13.
Can you control water on the water elementals?
23.
23. Melee.
We'll be able to find out today.
26. Ooh, it's a competition. Leander.
2. Guess we know who lost this competition.
Erla.
16.
16.
To be fair, you were right there when they came up on either side of you. I
very,
can throw you a second.
Very surprised.
Yeah, I'm
Alright.
back here. And...
Jumped out of my shield.
Melee, it's your go.
Alright, I'm going to try and shoot the one right in front of me.
Heck yeah.
22.
Zara, I'm actually going to move you. Yes, that's it. I'm going to move you up there since you
Okay.
have time to react and get away from these things.
Okay.
22 will hit.
Alright, so normal damage is 4,
Okay.
and then the fire, a 10.
Are your arrows magical in any way?
They're just on fire.
Okay. And,
Isn't the oil magical?
The fire oil? I don't know, is that magical?
Because
That'd
you-
be...
the damage from the fire itself is,
Oh, okay.
but the arrow is
Gotcha.
not. So the piercing damage is not, but the fire is.
Okay.
So 12 damage. Which will bring us. Actually, you have another attack, so go ahead. It sinks deep into this thing and fizzles out.
14?
14 hits.
So 7 for regular, 9 for fire.
13. Yep. It seems to burst away their form, but not nearly as effective as shooting at humanoids.
Yeah.
Jar. This guy is adjacent to you. This one up to the north.
The one to the north is adjacent.
Yeah.
Okay, and how far is Erlon from that one?
He's 5 feet away.
Right.
Yeah, if he moved to the square, he'd be adjacent.
Right. That's... so Jar's going to kind of tumble down the steps
Sure.
and try to hide behind the
One of those pillars.
northwesternmost pillar.
All right.
And he's going to just, you know, I guess he'll try to hide when they roll.
Yep.
Hide for that. I think he's going to fail. He's rolling an 11 on hide.
11 versus my. What if we meet? Do I pass? Yeah.
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 That's
so
yeah, that's fine.
I seem
And-
aware of your location.
Yeah. So Jar's just going to fire with his crossbow at the northern.
Okay.
And that's 25, and he does 12.
And your crossbow is magical.
It is indeed.
Then that will do the trick. Is your bow magical?
It is not. It's just
Then
magic.
yeah. All right. So 12 damage, which brings us to Erlon.
I call out, Volret, guide me with your wit to defeat these strange magical creatures.
Of course. Quite intriguing. As he coalesces beside you.
Can we describe him again? It's been a while.
Volret, he's an elf, one of your elfish ancestors. He generally wears robes in stark contrast to Ualter's bare-chested, hide and leather, the classic barbarian. And he has the disposition of a monk. Much more patient. So, you move on up forward on this guy?
Charge forward and just hack him right down the middle because I'm not sure what else to do.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna do that recklessly,
Sounds good.
which is 17.
That hits.
11 plus 7, 18.
18.
Nice.
I'll go
And
again.
your great sword is magical, correct?
Correct.
All right. Swing.
So I'll take another hack at it.
Yep.
17
That hits.
and and that is 15 more damage.
15 more.
Nice.
Yeah, with 2 great slashes, you send streams of water across the room, which wet the walls and break away from this elemental's form. Which will bring us to Gilroy.
Alright, I'll look to my right and see Erlon Jar.
Yep.
Presumably handling that one, so I will turn to my left and cast Burning Hands.
He fails.
Alrighty. A whole 3d6 damage.
Kills
Fire
goblins.
Damage, yeah. That is 11.
Alright. You blast some fire into that southwestern corner, right around Leander, and it boils away at the water elemental's form.
I think I'll move like parallel to Jar between those 2 pillars.
Sure. Here?
Yep.
Alright. That brings us to the water elementals. So. This one's gonna move on top of you, Leander. Make me a strength saving throw.
I'm good at those. No, I'm not.
Today.
8.
So it envelops you in its watery body.
He has
You take-
flashbacks.
You take, it would be 13 bludgeoning damage, but it's actually 10.
Still.
Can I? Is there any? I don't even know if that would make sense.
I don't think in this circumstance,
Okay.
yeah. Valret looks on, horrified. And then, yeah, this one's gonna try and do the same to you, Erlon.
You get a +2 to your strength saving throw.
You also have advantage because you're raging.
You should not fail this.
Don't say things like that.
I get a +2.
On top of your
Okay.
Because Leander's so cool.
Oh, okay. I was like, okay, so that is 14 plus, so that's a natural 20.
You got it.
Yeah.
You manage to slip away from him as he attempts to envelop around you and bludgeon you about the ground. However, he is going to throw out a slam attack because that didn't work. You miss. So he slams the ground next to you, leaving a splash across the ground near the pillars, which will bring us to Leander. Leander, strength saving throw.
19.
You managed to swim free of this thing, despite its best attempts to keep you enveloped.
I'm sure it will. Can I?
Oh yeah, you can make an
Awesome.
attack. You pop up in an adjacent space, so you made a check.
Right.
So you're good.
I'll swing at the one Erlon was swinging at.
So you turn.
Yep.
Alright.
11.
Not that time.
Okay. Swing again. 12.
Nope.
I think I know what it is.
Melee.
The one closest to me.
Yep, that guy.
13.
Not quite.
Now I really know what it
Okay,
is.
so time.
Natural. Or
19, so it's still a crit.
Yep, still a crit for a
Awesome.
champ. Yeah.
So
A champ!
that
For a
doesn't
champ like
double the fire damage. does
It doubles in, for as far as I'm going, all damage dice when you crit, so, as well as the fire damage. So we'll start with the piercing, so I can know.
So it's 8 times 2, which would be, or
16?
it's double this plus
Yeah.
the 3. Okay, so it's 13
13.
for piercing, and then
So 8, yeah. And then
14.
14 in total with it doubled?
14 with the fire.
Yes, 14 doubled with the fire.
Okay, so 22 in total.
Yes.
Quick math. And then you have your extra attack?
Oh yeah.
Did you use? Oh yeah, you missed
Yeah,
the
I-
first shot.
I
All right.
missed.
I mean,
the
you have
first
your
one.
your special if you want to do that too.
You can action surge, yeah. Though you can save it.
No, I'll use it.
Sure. Heck yeah.
Might as well, everything's on fire.
That's
And
2 more attacks. That's awesome.
A natural
hit.
20.
Yeah, that's a hit. Piercing.
5. So,
3.
7.
10.
Nice.
Yep.
I know.
It's hard to tell what's going on without seeing the dice.
I still have another attack because you use action surge.
Action surges for both of them, or
It's
It's a
anytime
full
you take
turn.
yeah, anytime you take the attack
Okay.
action, you get an
Okay.
extra attack. So yeah. Well, that's gonna hit.
it's 21,
Yeah.
11,
6.
4.
Damn.
11, 6,
So-
4, 10.
That's a
It's a
number
number
way.
game. Welcome to my Soviet number.
First ball up.
So, Melee, you the first shot misses, but in a moment of intense focus, you begin drawing back rapid fire from your quiver and blast a few of these arrows straight into the water elemental's back, and it reaches back as they enter its form with a which will bring us to Jar.
Okay, Jar is going to jump down to the pillar next to Gilroy, try to hide behind that.
This way.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
And try to hide there. Let's see, the hide is 28 to hide.
That's pretty dang good.
And so,
Yeah, they're not beating that. So now they have lost track of you for certain.
okay, so attack with advantage and sneak attack.
Yep.
Alright. That's a 19
Yes.
and hits for 8.
Not
Rogues,
awesome.
rogues get that one attack.
I know the feeling.
Yep.
It's the one attack side.
Yeah, so Erlon's gonna charge again and just hacking at this thing. So
Okay.
another
No,
right-
you can see the one before you is beginning to lose its shape. It undulates in a way that suggests it's being beaten down.
And I actually activate the flame on the greatsword too as I do this.
Heck yeah.
'Cause I get this once a day, I think. That is 23.
Definitely.
Where'd my
It's funny, you
D8
think
go?
this thing would be
Oh, alright.
resistant to
Yeah.
flame.
Sorry.
They're not.
I was counting on that.
One. Alright, so that is a 8 plus 8 fire. So 16 damage altogether.
16.
That's not bad.
No.
Yeah.
And I'll go again.
As you strike through, your sword moving cleanly through its body, it boils up a little bit. The second attack?
9.
Nope.
Yeah.
Which will bring us to the old Gilroy.
Just because he's balding. Well, he's definitely not the oldest, but he's getting on for a human. Alright, I will cast. Let's see. Oh man, I'm not doing too hot. Can I just hit the water elementals with burning hands?
15, yeah, you can.
Okay.
Based on this cone.
Right. I'll do that. I will. I'll use my hands.
What's your saving throw?
15.
They fail, barely.
Whoops. Now we gotta get a new screen. Sweet. 15.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, this seems to be quite effective, boiling away at their mass, which they seem to be losing.
I'm shrinking them without even trying.
So this one's going to make 2 slam attacks against Leander. It's going to be throwing a 8 and a 22. 22 gets you?
Mhm.
13 damage.
Gonna move Volret.
Alright.
Blocks 11 of it.
Wow. 2 damage.
But none.
But none.
Because it's
No damage. So Volret jumps up in front of you and with a robed hand does a very monk-like strike towards it, which causes most of the water to divert. And what does manage to hit you, your armor takes care of, so you're feeling pretty good. This one's going to try and slip past you, Erlon. Try and eat Gilroy.
Attack of opportunity.
Go for it. Technically, they can become water and go across the ground, but it's true. He's
Try and, like,
there's
splash
nothing
him.
that says they're immune to it, so
17.
that's a hit.
That is equals 15 more damage.
He's looking pretty weak.
Ah,
Gilroy,
okay.
strength save and throw.
Yes.
Too far away to get mine.
I got +3.
That's not bad.
Yeah. 14.
What does are you counting Leander's bonus?
He's not within the amount. That's only 10 feet.
Yeah. He barely manages to get you.
Oh.
Yep.
Now you know how
Yeah, I was
it
gonna say, now you kind of know how it feels.
All right. Thrashing wildly.
Yep. Seems to have you pretty securely. Leander.
Now's my chance. Yep, just trying to swing at this guy.
Let's see it.
14.
That is their AC.
Make it a level 1. Do I still have the cold damage? Last a minute.
Yeah.
10, 18, 22.
Perfect.
And I'll move over to the one on top of Gilroy.
So as you slice through that thing, its body mostly turning to ice, and then shatters across the ground. Cold damage is actually particularly effective.
Really?
Yes.
And a 18 to hit that one.
Yeah.
And I'll do the same thing. 10, 20, 24.
Got him. This has been Leander's dungeon. Gilroy, another shatter. You feel rather cold, but you burst out. You're wetted in this damp, dark place, but it is done. The room goes quiet. So the entire base of the statue appears to be hollow and filled with bundles, which are carefully stacked atop each other. Upon peering inside, you note that the inside of the statue is filled with dwarvish script etched in gold. And for Erlon, and potentially Leander, it tells the story of one of Haronin Molnar's greatest enemies, Zrimrock, the Swift, a leader of lizard folk many centuries ago. Seems like they kind of memorialized him and set down some of the equipment that was used in that very battle. There is a gorgeous mithril +2 shield and short sword of dwarvish design. They stow themselves by making themselves compact. The shield will ring up into a single kind of slot that is easily put away, and the short sword will actually retract into its hilt in such a way that causes it to just be a handle.
Alrighty.
There's a red iron great axe with a handle of twisting roots. Looks a lot like Stormbreaker, except a little more evil. Yeah. +2. Roll extra damage dice on critical hits. There are 3 arrows of giant slaying. They're +2 arrows. They do a lot of extra damage versus giants. There's a slightly ethereal looking +2 longbow, which glows a ghostly white. And when you have it, so that's +2 to hit and damage with that longbow. You can cast Misty Step once per day when this is attuned to you. Which, it's a spell that lets you teleport 30 feet. Doesn't provoke attacks of opportunities, you just pop up in that location. Like a vampire. They're just the ones that use it the most. It's not like Bailey's a vampire.
It's a bit...
I would know!
And finally, a bundle of scrolls containing the level 2 spells Shatter and Spider Climb, the level 3 spell Remove Curse, and the 4th level spell Ice Storm. All of these scrolls can be copied.
Alright, so what was it?
Shatter, Spider Climb, Remove Curse, Ice Storm.
Bang.
Yeah, you're feeling pretty good about that loot. That's literally some, like, legendary items right there. So. We got you guys about the statue.
Oh, there's nothing good in there. It's terrible. Terrible loot.
I'm not even gonna ask. I'm just picking up the bow and the arrows, and I'm just kind of like.
I don't think anyone's gonna stop you.
Yeah. I don't often take the loot anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm just like, I like these.
You guys want to determine who gets that, or you just want to be out of this dungeon?
I'm assuming I get the great axe, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Well, it would look pretty good on me. No, you could go ahead. You could have it. It's a favor.
Thanks.
Gilroy, I'm certain you're quite interested in the scrolls.
Yes, I'll take them all and stuff them in my pack.
So if you get the scrolls, Melee gets the arrows and the bow. Erlon ends up with the great axe. That leaves a +2 short sword and a +2 shield of dwarvish design.
I'll take the shield if you want the sword.
Well, you could have them both. I don't like the sword.
Leander does not object.
Very
But,
well, take them.
I will hand you a +1 dagger.
Oh,
Just-
okay, that is nice. Tis my lucky day after all.
Excellent.
Don't make me regret that.
I
Jar.
promise I will not use it to kill you.
It's a good promise.
Likely not the stuff that the druid was talking about, though.
No.
For one, it was not invisible.
Yes. For two, it wasn't near the meat or whatever.
Oh, that's right.
So,
You go look at that?
yeah.
Alright. Presumably you guys go along
I'm
together.
gonna say I'm gonna
Yes.
follow him wherever he ends up going.
So you go
Look
east.
for it.
You go east. There we go. It's gonna be a little janky. To this area.
Mhm.
And then cut north because you know that the caves are down that way. East once again. Gilroy, you're just gonna be the guy up here.
Okay.
The rest of you are here. And this space appears to have been the Duergar's meeting room and kitchen, where they piled up all manner of ancient tomes and scripts that they must have found rather uninteresting. The cupboards and cabinets, tables and chairs all seem to be scrounged together from the remains of raided carts and caravans, though they are well stocked with surprisingly decent food, the occasional fresh apple or non-stale biscuit, which is well hidden beneath piles of meat, the dwarf's preferred meal. You begin sprinkling away that dust. It's good.
Yeah.
It was enough to search the area thoroughly, and
Okay.
you find stashed away on top of some crates a scroll of disintegration. 4th level spell. Anyone else want to investigate this area?
Yeah, of course.
Maybe something worthy.
Melee's content.
I'm sure you are appreciating the new bow.
She's not really looking.
21 for Jar.
Awesome. Anyone else above a 20? Alright. Jar, you reach into some of those old cabinets. Most of them are moldy and rotting at this point from being in this dank, dark area for so long. And hidden away, stashed away in the back, are 2 potions of major healing,
2 potions.
Oh, nice find.
which are 44 plus 4.
48.
No.
Alright, well,
Space seems relatively quiet. Doesn't feel like there's any other presences in this area, and you have fully checked it out.
we should be able to sleep soundly tonight, I hope. Shall we?
Let us head back to the barracks. We can sleep in beds.
Fair enough.
I think that makes good sense.
Alright. So, you guys make your way down to where the Dark Dwarves had been holding up. If any of you were to check outside and look at the spire, the sun is quite sunk. After hours of battle and exploration, it appears that it is now nighttime. And probably a good idea, even though Zelriak promised safe travel, not to move through this area at night. And you take a good long rest. So you get all your spells back, get all your HP back. Sure, Gilroy feels good about being arcanely recharged.
Yes, definitely. I had 1 first level spell left.
And throughout the night, nothing seems to disturb you.
And if we already used hit dice on the short rest,
You get them back, right? On a long rest? Or do you get a certain amount back? I'm not sure.
Don't remember.
I know it's not often used,
No.
frankly. But we'll heal the full either way, right?
Yes. Yeah, and the night passes without disturbance.
I would like to copy one of these spells into my spell book.
Sure.
Probably. I have to look at the rules for that.
I think it's 2 hours per level, 1 hour if it's something you're super good at, right?
Yeah, it's halved if it's my school. Let me make sure. So, we can carry on, I'll let you know.
Sure. So in the morning, you guys prep up, get your new gear ready, stock up, and head on outside, right? And you emerge from that glade and cut west, presumably towards the mountains, towards the tree. That's the only notable thing you're looking for left here. And you trek out of the Everdark Forest, which is no easy task.
Was my horse alright out there?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah. I had taken that into consideration. But,
Yep.
with the exception of being a little spooked by a big old python,
Right?
no big deal. So you heave yourselves out of the bog. You're rather tired, even though the sun is beginning to rise, and it is another nice Karadmoren day. What's up? Oh,
Sorry, go
it's
ahead.
all good.
I'm sorry.
And you begin to trek towards the mountains and going up some steeper terrain. As you trek up, after a few hours, you grow a little wary and take a quick break near a fresh stream. And as you refill your water skins and wash off the dirt and sweat and blood of the night before, you hear a strange noise, a peculiar noise, and a slightly familiar voice. A blasted thing! You can never quite tell if they're working first. Gilroy, earl on, Melee! Leander, where in the abyss are you? And as you stop for a moment, you notice that by a nearby rock is a ring that has coalesced, a blue glowing ring. And when you gaze within the ring, instead of seeing your reflection as you would expect, you can see Sibelius himself staring back at you. He seems to be in a ruins of sorts, and it takes you a few moments to realize he must be manipulating the divining pool from within the East Hill Iron Mine back in Sarangar. Well then, here I am. Good to see you, friends. How have you been faring? Is the girl safe?
Who is the fat man that is speaking to us?
No one important.
Just a friend.
Yes, we've made sure she's quite safe.
Good. I received your message. We're quite content here in Sarangar, keeping our king well entertained, were we not? And how goes your hunt for the Order of Swords?
Well, we have a lead on one. Unfortunately, she's not super accessible. But we've been promised an audience with her. Given we can help the town of Waterwheel.
Waterwheel. I considered some investments there a few years back, but I'm afraid the local populace turned me off of the idea. Well, yes, Knights of the Order of Swords are more difficult to contact than not, often. I'm impressed. Didn't imagine you'd find one so quickly. When you do meet with her, let me know her disposition towards our proposal.
Of course, yes. You know how we work. I'm sure it will turn out just fine.
Fantastic. My time is short. Do send message when you can, and we'll stay in contact. And with that, the ring fizzles out, and the water returns to clearness.
He seems something more than not important.
Not important to me.
No, he's quite important, actually. I consider him an ally. Now.
I feel he has proven himself.
Think so? Yes. In fact, we did not trust him at first. But with my help, we came to quite like him.
Was not expecting to hear from him.
No, but that pool is proving useful. It's a good thing we cleared it for him.
Hopefully it'll stay in good hands.
Agreed.
So after a few hours of climbing, which you are quickly growing accustomed to, you find that the terrain flattens out for a few hundred feet before a sheer cliff face meets your direction. Before this cliff face is a patch of trees, within which you can make out 4 or so frost giants, who seem to be passing some glowing object between each other.
Hot potato?
You got it. You guys are actually all the way down here, and they are all the way up here.
I can still down.
Yes, you can.
Especially with your new bow.
The giants stand in front of a huge cave entrance, which seems to be blocked over with a massive boulder. Beside the cave entrance grows a peculiar-looking tree. Old and gnarled, the ground around it is soaked with a black oily substance, which readily drips from rows of large brown seeds. You now realize that the frost giants must be lighting the seeds on fire and passing them between each other for entertainment. But thoughts of their precision with a boulder send a shiver down your spine. And I think your battle with them will occur in the next episode. We're actually running low on time. Can't really commit to a frost giant fight. So, thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Next episode, we'll be fighting off some frost giants, getting those seeds, and seeing what happened back in Waterwheel. I hope you've been enjoying the Dungeon Delve this session and the adventure overall, all the little subplots and plots that are enveloping Season 2. Why don't you guys give us the Join by Gaming stuff before we continue along?
We are Join by Gaming. We promote positivity in the gaming community. We host different events in the area, and we raise money for the Children's Hospital at Albany Medical Center. You can find out about our events at joinbygaming.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram.
Facebook and Instagram, Join by Gaming. Check out their events. Come to some of them if you're local. We had one this Saturday. It was wicked nice.
Lot of
Great
fun.
time, yeah. So, TJ, you probably are better than that.
Yeah, this is streamed live from our comic and game shop, the Freakopolis Geekery in Whitehall, New York. We sell all sorts of D&D stuff and comic books and tabletop games and accessories and things, and we're open 5 days a week. You can find Ian and I behind the counter most days if you want to swing by and check out what we have for sale. That would be great, or just talk D&D or whatever. That would be so cool.
Totally.
Tell us you came from Twitch. We also are on all sorts of social medias, which I will link in the chat right now. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Discord. You can find us everywhere. Just search Freakopolis.
Yeah.
You'll we're definitely, I think, the only one. Yeah, you can find us there. And thanks so much for following, and
Yeah, much
subscribing. We're going to do a t-shirt drawing at 200 followers here on Twitch.
Awesome.
We're getting pretty close. We've got about 20 followers to go.
Sweet deal.
And yeah, we'll hook you up with a t-shirt from our comic game shop.
Yeah, and if you're watching on YouTube, throw us a like and a comment if you really enjoy it. Let us know what you think of the adventure, and we will see you next week with the next episode for a final thing. Thanks so much to our father, who puts in all the production work on this show. Without him, it could not be done. And we will see you next Sunday, guys. Thanks so much.